From hurricanes and tropical storms to wildfires and severe flooding, this year we've experienced so many devastating weather events. And joining us with tips to help prepare for winter storms is the former administrator of FEMA, Craig Fugate. He was the head of FEMA during the Obama administration, and now he's teaming up with Jackery as a public service to share what everyone should know about preparing for emergencies. Mr. Fugate oversaw major weather events, including the Joplin and Moore tornadoes, Hurricanes Sandy and Matthew, and the 2016 Louisiana flooding. Welcome, Craig.
Thanks for having me.
Now, Craig, what has experience taught you about being prepared?
Yeah, I've been to a lot of disasters. They're all different, but the one common thing that I found time and time again was the difference between people that had a plan, were prepared, and the families that weren't. And I just can't overstate how critical it was and what the better outcome was for people that had plans. And unfortunately for people who didn't have plans, sometimes that was, the ultimate loss of life. So, it doesn't matter what the disaster is. It's what have you done to get you and your family ready before a disaster? That probably has the greatest, factor on how that outcome is for you.
And speaking of being prepared, what is something that every household should have available?
I've been in it for a long time, and we've always told people to get prepared for power outages and be prepared when the power's out. And we didn't have a lot of good options. There weren't a lot of affordable options. And as you've seen increasing these battery units that have the ability to be charged by solar, that can provide emergency power, I think it's something we need to talk about adding into our preparedness kits, that when the lights go out, yours don't have to. And this isn't just about convenience. Think about the number of people that are power dependent, that need it for medical devices or for mobility devices like electric wheelchairs or refrigerated medications, where it's not inconvenience, it's actually dangerous for them not to have power. And then the ability to stay in contact and have essential devices working and being able to communicate are all key to being able to improve those outcomes. So I think adding emergency power supply to these disaster kits is something that is now practical, not just for homeowners, but for people that live in apartments and renters, that the type of devices like Jackery offers, they're all portable, and they give you that emergency power when you need it the most.
Now, can you share a recommendation for homeowners?
Yeah, for homeowners, again, think about it from the standpoint of what makes sense for you. What do you need to keep up and running? With these battery units, the ability to run and provide AC current tied in with some solar panels can provide almost indefinite power and get you through whether that outage is just in hours or days. We see everything from the public safety power shutoffs out west to the storms out east and everything in between. When the power goes out, that's a major impact on families, and being prepared with emergency power is a good step to making sure you get through these disasters successfully.
And what about advice or suggestions for staying connected before, during, and after a winter storm?
Add a battery power radio to your kit, charge everything up, keep everything charged with emergency power, and stay connected to your local officials and official sources of information for local broadcasters. And when it's over, let people know you're okay.
And what other factors should people consider when dealing with emergencies?
Again, it's have that plan, have the emergency power, consider all the factors they need to make sure their families are safe. And then for more information about emergency power supplies, you can go to jackery.com and see the variety of products they have available to help you add to your preparedness kits.
Craig, we thank you so much for sharing these timely tips to keep our families safe and prepared for an emergency.
Thanks for having me.
And we thank you for joining us on San Diego Living. We'll see you next time.